This automated message would like to welcome you to CCS Detroit. We will show you the first fully apparel-based project of the Fashion Department, section number 285. Enjoy the presentation. Students from different communities present to you their past, present and future. A long history of ingenuity and craftsmanship makes Detroit the perfect setting for a wide range of possibilities.
Hello and welcome to this presentation. My name is Aki Chocolate. I am the chair of the Fashion Design Department at College for Creative Studies in Detroit. So in this presentation, I will walk through our curriculum and I will also share some of the special projects that we have done with sponsors and a few other things that might help you with your decision when choosing a creative college to go to. Going through a little bit of the history, we started our department back in 2015. I actually joined January of 2016. I was running kind of remotely the department the 2015 fall. But this is the first photo of I took of our department. We have a really lavish 6,000 square foot space. And we are, initially we were focusing on accessories. So we are definitely a leading fashion accessories department, design department in the world, meaning that we really specialize in footwear and also in handbags and other things that complement apparel. We decided to add apparel design last fall, which is 2022, September. And we have kind of a 1-year anniversary of our apparel department. Our numbers have really skyrocketed with applications. The last time I checked, we had over 250 applicants. So it's been a really, really great success story to have a complete fashion design department. We felt that accessories cannot kind of exist on their own and need to have the apparel with the accessories program. So now we have both, and the good thing is that students can choose which direction to go to. But I would like to say that it's very difficult for companies in the US in particular find qualified accessory students. So I can almost guarantee that if you choose the footwear handbag route, that you will have a job right after you graduate. We are getting bombarded by requests because we are a top accessory school, as I said earlier, for sure in the US, if not in the world. I know these are big words, but I'm very proud very proud of what my students have achieved. So this is a picture of our department now. So as you can see, we have a huge investment in machinery. It's almost like a mini factory. Our program is based on 3 pillars: craft, creativity, and business. So all the things that you are designing, you also need to make. You are simply a better designer if you know how to make things. If you are not so keen on making things, at least you know how things are made. And obviously we have professionals, we have professional teachers, we have tech, everybody will help you. You do not need to sew before applying to come to the college. The second one is creativity. Yes, you need to be creative when you apply. We just want really creative ideas. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Just kind of spill out all your ideas into your portfolio. drawing, collage, thinking, whatever makes you tick is what we are looking at the creativity, and that's what we teach. We created sketchbooks, mood boards, we pin things on the walls. No, we do not use Pinterest. We do everything very much in a tactile way. Of course, you can use computers as well. I'm not saying that, but I really like the old school way of teaching design. And the third one is fashion as business, because I think that you do want to have a job. So just understanding how companies work, what does human resources do, what does payroll do. We go through things like fashion brand management, human behavior in a consumer environment, which is basically anthropology. We have fashion trends class. So we also have a lot of lecture classes. So we want you to be really well equipped when you go to the real world. So our mission statement is the following, and it's really important. We put a lot of thinking into this. Our CCS Fashion Department mission is to train students for national and international success in all aspects of fashion. By combining the fundamentals of construction with the exuberance of conceptual thinking, our students will find their own pathway and methods to unlock their full potential. Through exploring the thinking, designing, and making with the fundamental understanding of themselves, as well as the community they desire to address, our new era of thinkers, that's you, by the way, are encouraged to excel within the fashion industry and beyond. So this kind of says it all, to be honest. So what will you be when you graduate? Well, the industry is so huge. There's so many opportunities. But basically, we train you to be a designer, whether it's apparel or accessories. You can become production managers, trend researchers, pattern makers. Like if you look at the list here, there are many job opportunities afterwards. So jumping into the curriculum, the first semester is very much, the first year is about fundamentals. The first semester, you will do apparel fundamentals. You will learn how to sew fabric. You will know how to make patterns. You do a top and a bottom. And the whole thing starts with making a skirt. That is kind of the fundamental first thing you learn in any fashion school in the world. The second semester, we will teach you how to make accessories. You will make a bag, a very nice crossbody bag. You will make a pair of shoes. You can choose if you want to make a pair of sneakers for you to wear, or if you want to make a pair of high heels. So we'll give you options for both. After you've done both of these classes, then you can decide if you want to stay in the apparel world or if you want to stay in fashion at large and specialize and emphasize your studies into accessories. As I said, accessories is a very, very sought after profession in the US at the moment. So then we go on to year two. We have sophomore studio. We do a historical approach to fashion. You will study a historical piece. Again, if you have chosen accessories path, you will choose historical shoes or historical handbags. For apparel students, you do a historical costume. The following class, the same semester, we have fashion anthropology. Is a really important class just to understand what the consumer behavior is all about. And it's a fun class too. You spend time observing people and writing reports and doing all sorts of fun projects. We also have fashion illustration. This is really much about your emotional, personal point of view about illustrating things. It's not about specific product, how to sketch products. It's more about the mood and being really kind of like a fashion artist. This is what this class is all about. We have more of a technical illustration class coming up later. So you know how to do both, and you know how to do very specific clear drawings and how to illustrate your ideas. Sustainability is obviously very important in today's world, and this class will investigate and research how to make our industry more sustainable and more accepted, to be honest, in the world. So it's a great class. And in fact, all our classes have to have a sort of a thread of sustainability running through them. Then the semester after, so this would make it the fourth semester, we have a sophomore studio called Collection Design, and this is a continuation of that historical costume class, and you will actually create a full collection based on your research. So this is when kind of it gets a little bit more serious, that you will have to actually think of a collection. Then it's the summer break, and there we go on to, oh, sorry, it's not summer yet. I'm jumping the gun. So the same winter, after the collection design, we have digital fabrication class. We have purchased Clo 3. We are being trained on it. So this will be a really fantastic class to study digital approach to design. Again, kind of opposite of digital world, we have the embellished surfaces. This is when you learn embroidery and all kinds of new and fun techniques to make your material surface really, really pop. Then we have a summer break, and then we come to Junior Studio. Junior Studio is classically reserved for sponsored studios, and I will go through some of the sponsored projects we have done before. So you will learn how to work with a real company, what the expectations are, and we kind of require all the students to have a sponsored studio experience. We have Tech Back, as I mentioned earlier. You will learn how to create very clear, beautiful technical drawings. And then we have also fashion brand management, which is about fashion as business. Now, in the winter of year 3, we start putting your portfolio together because you have plenty of materials already to do this semester. And then we have the fashion trend class, which usually is taught by me. And we have several fashion electives as well. You can start taking them. We have fashion and social justice. We have fashion and change. We have all kinds of digital options. And we have a new corsetry class, which is very popular. The last year is very important. There's 2 things that you do each semester. You do the creative design work in advanced collection design, and then you make your prototypes. So it's 2 separate things. One class is dedicated simply to the thinking of what the final collection is, and the second class is dedicated to actual construction of it. And the same thing goes for the very last semester. You will create the collection, you create a lookbook, you will deal with the models, with the fittings, etc. And then you really focus on making your final collection. And of course, the ultimate showcase your final collection is the fashion show. And just to clarify, if you do apparel, you will have a show. If you do accessories, you will have a show as well. And it's up to you. Maybe you don't want to have a catwalk show, which hasn't happened yet. But if you just prefer focusing on a static exhibition, that's also a possibility. But there will be a show, whether it's a catwalk show or a presentation. In the end, it's important for you to present your work. So let's move on to a couple other things. So I will go through Advisory Council very quickly. It's a really important body of our work and our connection to the industry. I will talk about pre-college, and then I will show you a couple of films. And the reason I don't have my picture in this presentation now is because I'm pretty much in every single film when you see in the end. So Advisory Council, we have the most amazing companies from Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, to local companies like Tracy Reese. And the reason we have this is this: I just really want them to tell us what type of a student we need to train for the industry. Our industry is changing so quickly. And the reason I have Louis Vuitton and Hermes here highlighted is because they are the most recent additions to our advisory council and our first international partners. Louis Vuitton came to visit our department, and they actually hired one of our students pretty much on the spot. She's going to start this fall. So it's important to have these companies in our council, and they will help us, develop our programs. And pre-college is another important experience that we have, and we have it every summer. And in the end, we have a catwalk show, and we have a little clip here. So we didn't have any professional models. Students chose their own models and stop that. Students chose their own models, and we had a lot of fun doing that. Another sponsor project that we have done is with Calvin Klein, and I have a little lookbook that I can also provide if anybody's interested in seeing it. We created a collection for Calvin Klein. Each student had to make one prototype, and in the end, the company chose a winning design, which actually was the previously seen Yarek's design, and we flew him to New York to work with Calvin Klein to develop a prototype, and they produced a small collection for him. So it's a really, really great experience. With sponsor studios, we always try to make sure that we get to visit the headquarters. Now, we also did a fantastic collaboration with Carhartt. We do study abroad. I went to Italy a couple of times. We went to Paris, to London, and this is a really beautiful experiences for students and really kind of like great culture building opportunities for us to be in another country and learn skills together. It was just a lot of fun. And then we have the shows, and the fashion shows are quite important because you kind of put it all together. And this is from the last show we did. This is Mahram Musta's collection, where he did amazing. This handbag is actually made from metal. And he made this amazing collection. It's really fun to produce the whole thing. And all these shows are available to view on our websites. It's an Instagram is CCS_fashion design. And it's a really great place to see students' work. We are constantly posting things. We have live presentations, etc. Any questions, feel free to contact me or any of our faculty. And thank you.
The project with Carhartt was fundamentally based on sustainability and the idea of what can we do with material that companies don't use, what kind of shoes, clothing, surface treatments could be born from this otherwise discarded material.
So it was a collaborative project between fashion and color materials design. The teams were actually able to come together and work so seamlessly. What we really want is for the students to be able to take these experiences, go into positions working within the industry, and not skip a beat.
We really spent a lot of time working with the students, talking about who Carhartt is, what we value when it comes to functional design. So they looked at low impact ways to bring pattern, to bring color, and we put a lot of constraints on these students. It had to be our materials, it had to be functional at the end of the day. There had to be a sustainable bend to it, and they really nailed it on all of those points of the brief.
Just the feedback was so incredible that they want to continue doing this, and I think that kind of answers it, that it was a huge success. So to work with somebody locally, it's just a real dream. They're just down the street, so you couldn't really ask for more of a perfect partner.
I just think we made a great team. They worked so collaboratively together. They found their places. You know, in the beginning, it's always difficult. It's always a challenge, but they found their groove as teams, and it really, really had such amazing outcomes.